Have iPad, will travel. That's become the motto of our beloved Ranger Nick, who recently found himself staring down the foot of a cliff, all in the name of good TV. This month, Ranger Nick, aka Dr. Nick Furman, files a report from the mountain range of New Mexico.
Well, a couple months ago it was Scotland. Today I'm on the road in Crown Point, New Mexico, about 2 hours west of Albuquerque, out here spending some time with some local Native Americans, learning from them and learning some very interesting things about some stuff that's been brought up from the EPA. If you follow the Georgia Farm Monitor, you'll know there's been a lot of discussion about EPA coming in on farmers' properties and taking over some of the rights that they have for water and protecting that water. Well, I had a chance to sit down with a couple of Native American Indians, some Navajos out here, and learn from them about the things that are happening here in New Mexico. And plus, while I'm out here, I thought there'd better be a chance for me to show you maybe some wildlife and get a chance to look around some of this beautiful scenery behind me. Cannot believe I'm actually on the edge of a cliff right now. I'm not going to do it. I'm not jumping. Check this stuff out. All right, so you're wondering, he's out there in New Mexico meeting with some of these Navajo people and mentioned EPA. Do they deal with the same kinds of things that the folks back east deal with in terms of that oversight from EPA? Well, the natives out here in New Mexico told me absolutely they do. There's just not as many EPA folks to police them. We're talking about a land area about the size of West Virginia. We're talking about individuals with very few resources, and although they don't get very much rain here, some of their other resources are given some oversight from the EPA. So we're all in this thing together, regardless of if you're on a Native American reservation like the Navajo out here, or if you're back home in Georgia. We're all dealing with the same kinds of things. And the interesting thing is, the Navajo folks said they're glad that there's a voice out there in the people across the United States to share some of their concerns about that oversight. So an interesting story from these folks, something that really caused me to step back a little bit and realize we're all in this thing together. Some great people out here. Y'all, I don't want to make you sick at home, but I am looking over the edge of a cliff, not the kind of place you want to walk around after dark, that's for sure. Take a look out there at the tops of some of these mountains. You'll notice that they're flat. The folks out here call these mesas, which means table, and it's a beautiful landscape that's often eroded not by water. Folks, they get 12 to 14 inches of rain a year here. So it's not a water thing, it's more of a wind thing. Beautiful landscape, but a very dry landscape. And as I walk along some of the trails out here, it just sounds like I'm walking on kind of broken glass, broken pieces of pottery. Beautiful place. And as I say, some wonderful people out here, very humble, very excited to share their story about some of the things that they struggle with out here in terms of agriculture and land management. Well, I tell you what, y'all, out here in the shade, this is the place to be when you're out in New Mexico and the temperatures are going to soar up into the 90s. I'm peeking up underneath of a rock right here, and you can kind of see what I'm looking at here. Up under this rock, there's a couple of lizards that have been playing around, and they've been scurrying and moving about. But what a beautiful little area, and just a microhabitat, a little microclimate that little animals can get up underneath of. Look at that, beautiful. And take a look at the scenery right above us. Just take a look at the beautiful New Mexico skyline and a little fence lizard underneath of this rock peering out at me. He's hard to see, but he's back in there. Well, what'd you think? Wasn't this cool? Getting to hang out on the road and spend a little bit of time together out here in New Mexico, learning about some of the struggles of the Navajo folks, learning about some of the things out here in this landscape, and even some of that EPA stuff. I hope you've enjoyed hanging out with me. And I look around at a landscape like this and all the beauty that's been out here and the things I've looked for in terms of wildlife, and I just realized we are all so fortunate to live here in the United States. And I'm really fortunate that you put up with me and allow me to come into your homes and watch me every month. I'm forever grateful for that. Y'all, thanks so much for hanging out with me. Have a great rest of the month, and I look forward to seeing you right back here on the Farm Monitor next time. See ya.